Ann Loveland Waiters.
And your date of birth?
3/6/14.
And where were you born in?
Hartford, Connecticut.
Hartford, Connecticut. What is your name?
Mary Elizabeth Robbins Johnson.
Okay, and you go for purpose of this interview by Mary Lib.
Yes.
Great, well thank you. And what is your date of birth?
August 11, 1914.
August 11th, 1914. And your place of birth?
And what?
Your place of birth?
China Grove, North Carolina.
China Grove, North Carolina. Great. Well, good morning. My name is Fred.
And I'm Frida. Well, it's actually Elfrida, but everybody calls me Frida.
Well, you already know the answer to my first question is going to be, could you please tell us your full name?
Elfrida, E-L-F-R-I-E-D-A. And Brenner, B-R-E-N-N-E-R.
And your date of birth?
3/13/19. Just a minute, I just had one. I'm all mixed up. March the 13th, 1915.
3/13/15.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that makes sense.
And Frida, where were you born?
Evansville, Indiana.
Evansville, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Pippins, thanks so much for offering to do this interview with us so we can learn more about you today. My name is Fred Cooley and I'm looking forward to our conversation. So to begin our conversation, would you please state your full name?
George Pippins.
All right. And what is your date of birth?
12/13/14.
12/13/14, an easy birth date to remember.
Right.
And tell us where you were born.
Patterson, New Jersey.
Patterson, New Jersey. When did you first fall in love in your life?
With the grocery boy. Back then, you know, my mother, well, I don't know how many people did it, but my mother would call the grocery store and give her order. And didn't have it delivered. And the guy who brought it was named Spider Kenyon. And I thought he was God's gift to women. Of course, he didn't know I was alive, but it was fun. I'd lie and wait for him to come and bring the groceries and then try to get him to talk a little bit. And he would. He'd answer my questions and that kind of thing. Of course, they wanted to keep our business, and he would.
How old were you approximately at that time?
Let me see. Probably about 13.
Good to hear. When did you first fall in love?
Well, there she is.
Beautiful woman.
Angie. I married her. And we're a Greek family. My father and mother were Greeks.
Okay.
And she was also a Greek girl.
What year did you meet?
I met her at a dance.
At a dance. Do you remember when that was? What year that was?
Well, see, I graduated college in 1938. 1940s, I guess, or 40s.
When did you first fall in love, Frida?
Oh my God. Well, I was in love when I was in grade school, but he left school. He's in California, and he never did get married.
Well, what did you do for fun when you were young?
How young? Well, in high school, I was an athlete. Mostly basketball, baseball. I love baseball.
Tell you what, I didn't do a whole lot because I went to work early. I went to school, of course. I didn't go to high school. I didn't finish it. Anyway, I went to work to help my parents because they needed it. My mother had cancer of the uterus, and my father had a bad heart. And I went to work to help them out. Then I got married. I had 2 children.
So there wasn't a lot of time for fun in those early days?
No, because I look back and I'm very glad I did what I did. A lot of people don't look that way. I lived in a dorm. I worked at a hospital and in the dining room. And all the girls were buying cigarettes and things, and they didn't do anything for me, so I just gave my money home.
Things were very close, you know, financially. And we didn't do a lot of really fun things, but the most fun I had was with my brother, who was 2 years older. We didn't have toys and things like that. And so he made them.
What kind of student were you in school?
I was a very good student. Chemical engineer, that's one of the toughest courses. Chemical engineer.
I've heard that.
Oklahoma University.
So you're obviously a very good student, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, I took advanced courses at Princeton, the Institute of Design and Construction in Brooklyn, and so on. I was working on a master's degree, but my wife, Barbara, had divorced me because most of these courses were nights. I'd come home at 12 o'clock, and she was very upset about it. So I didn't. I lacked maybe 6 or 7 points on that master's degree. That's pretty tough.
You came very close. What type of student were you?
A student.
Student. What type of student in school were you?
Well, when I studied and worked, I was an excellent student. But that was not my first, my first thing of fun. I did what I had to do and no more.
Well, what kind of student were you in school?
I was the teacher's pet, I'll put it that way. Because when she left the room, I was called up to watch. And I knew she was standing outside of the hall wondering what the kids were going to do. And I just did like that to the kids, and they knew she was out there then. And they behaved.
So you must have been a good student then to be the teacher's pet.
I guess I was. I did pretty good in school. I didn't go to high school. I didn't finish high school. I couldn't. As I said, I went home. I went to work.
When you were a youngster, did you ever get in trouble, Ann?
I suppose, I can remember being punished by my parents for something or other. But real trouble? Not like what children get into today.
Yeah, that's great. Did you ever get into trouble?
You're talking about serious trouble?
As a child, any type of trouble that you would like to describe when you were young? And if so, what kind of trouble did you get into as a youngster?
Well, we had, what am I trying to tell you? Yeah, you know, where you served wine and bread. What's that called?
Communion?
Communion. I had to go back over and get the communion stuff. My mother forgot it, and we kept it. So she sent me to get it, and I remembered how tasty and it was real wine. How tasty the wine was. So I drank the rest of it. It had a little pitcher type thing, you know, that was curved. And it was fun to walk around, you know, letting that drip in my mouth. And so when I got to home with it, my mother took it and she said, "Oh, did you drink some of this?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I like the taste." So she laid me out in lavender and said it was not for fun. It was serious business, and explained it to me. So that took care of that.
Very good. Well, as a youngster, did you ever get in trouble?
They call me trouble. Not that I know of, no. Because if I'd have had it, I'd have got it from my father.
Do you have children?
I have two.
2 children. What are your dreams for your children?
Well, my son wanted to be a doctor, a physician. And that was my dream for him. And today he is. And my daughter, I just wanted her to have a happy life. Of course, I wanted a happy life for him, too.
Mm-hmm. Very nice dreams. Do you have children?
Yes,
How many children do you have?
2.
And what are your dreams for your children?
At this age, I do not have any dreams for my children. They are on their own. They are adults. And I should say, to use a hackneyed phrase, they have made their beds and they can lie in them.
Well, so you're a good student. How about your children? Do you have children, and how many children do you have?
Yeah. I married two daughters.
Mm-hmm.
They're both college graduates.
Going back to your school years, what kind of student were you?
Pretty good.
What was your favorite subject?
I liked Latin and English and sciences.
Okay, quite a broad array of topics. So to begin, what was one of the happiest moments of your life?
That's hard to say. Frankly, I've had a very happy life. I was my own boss most of the time.
What type of work did you do?
I was a pediatrician.
As you think back to your work life, what lesson or lessons might you have taken from your work life?
I think I should have stuck to more academic subjects than to go into general pediatric practice.
What makes you say that?
I think I would have done better that way than having gone into general pediatric practice. I was board certified, but nonetheless, I probably would have done better maybe in research.
How do you want to be remembered?
Well, they always tell me, when they see me, they call me trouble. But I don't make it, I'm just like this right now. I don't make any trouble. But that's why they call me that. I don't know. I guess as a good old gal, I don't know. I try anything once.
How would you like to be remembered, Ann?
As a decent person.
What's your favorite part about living here at Woodland Terrace?
I love it here. I like it here. I like it here. My son and his wife hunted all around here. They went to all these other places. I couldn't talk for 10. You'd think I was a Jew by now. These other places and this. and there'd be people out walking, and they'd talk to them. They didn't answer them. My daughter said, "We can't put Mom there because she likes to talk."
What type of work did you do?
Taught school.
Taught school. And what would you say would be a lesson that you learned from your work as a teacher?
Kindness. That goes a long way.
To be alive, I guess. I'm just happy I can still be here.
It's a happy moment.
I am 100 years old. And I live my life and I have a good time. And if I wasn't laughing and cutting up, they'd think I was sick. Ask her. She knows. I give them a rough time around here.
What's your favorite part about living here at Woodland Terrace?
Living here,
Yeah.
good food. Let's see. I lived in several places, but I found this place honest, food is good, and the people that work here are very honest.
They razz me and I give it back at them. Didn't you hear what she said? But no, I talk to all of them. But I'm not, if I talk to them, I'm honest. I'll talk to them just like I do you. And I use my hands. But I'm pretty honest. And I go to church every Sunday. And if I can't go, I can't go. And that's it. Very few times do I miss things. And then they have a happy day, or every Tuesday here, happy hour they call it. And sometimes they have a piano player, and if they are, and this guy's there, we'll dance. All he does is jump up and down. I told him I was going to teach him the polka. He said, "I don't know how. You're going to learn it." But no, I love to dance, really.
What's your favorite part about living here at Woodland Terrace?
A certain amount of security, which is important when you get to be 100.
So very good. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us during this interview?
Not in particular, except it's nice to have friends. That's probably the most important thing you do when you go through life, is to have good friends. And of course, when you get to be 100, there aren't many left. So, my advice is to be friendly and to get to know people.
I'm sure you're asked this from time to time, but what is your secret to living to 100?
I have no secrets whatsoever. I never planned on it, I never wished for it, and I have never taken any medication to last this long.
What's your secret to having lived to over 100 years old?
Well, my grandmother lived 105, so I have her blood, I guess.
So getting the right genes.
So I'm 100 years old now, so I hope to be 105 at least. I think I want to be, she died at 106, so I want to be more than that.
Sounds like a great goal. Well, what's a secret to living to 100 and beyond?
I knew you was going to ask. Everybody asks me that. I don't know. I really, I'm just myself. Now that's it. and I don't put on. I'm honest as I can be. And I have a lot of fun. And when they have a dance up here, I love to dance, but a lot of them don't dance. But I do. I like to. And I got one guy that he said, when are we going to dance? I said, are you going to? And he just does like this up and down. And we have a lot of fun. I like to dance. And I walk around that lake too.
What's one of your secrets for living to over 100?
I really don't have any secret. I just had an ordinary life. Nothing, explains it. That my life is as long as it is. I enjoyed it, for one thing. I just went from day to day, doing what was expected of me, and helping my mother a little more.
I live a happy life.
Well, it's so good to hear, Frida. And thanks for taking time to visit with me this morning.
Oh, I got all the time. I got more time than I have money. Let's put it that way. You've heard that before too, haven't you? But no, I really and truly love it here. They asked me that here on my birthday. Why? Where do you like to live? I said, right where I'm at. I love it here. And my grandson, he flew in from the other side of Ponte Vedra, Florida, and he's Mimi. They all call me. They don't call me Granny. Mimi. Have you ever heard of that?
I have not.
Well, that's what my grandkids call me. All of them do.
Mimi.
Mimi. I'm not called Granny. If they called me Granny, I wouldn't know who they're talking to. But it's Mimi. Mimi. M-I-M-M-I-E. That's my nickname for my grandkids. And so I told them, I said, I love living here, and if I didn't, I wouldn't be talking to you. Just like this, I had a slew of people here on my birthday. They was inside and outside. And I said, I love it here, and I'm happy I'm here. That's what I said.
Great.